Welcome to the Reinvented Life with Pamela Chanel David. Do you want to step up your game? Pursue your dreams. Be the best version of yourself. The Reinvented Life is here to help. The Reinvented Life is about courage. It's about staying relevant. It takes grit. It defies gravity. It's about taking inventory of where you are today and where you want to go. Embrace change. Make things possible and reinvent your life. Call in with questions at 888-994-4995. Now, it's time to reinvent your life with Pamela Chanel.
Well, as we always start out, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Reinvented Life show. Are you in for a treat today? My guest, James MacNeil, is really world-renowned scholar, speaker, author. You are going to be in for a treat. I want to share with you a little bit about James. Now, there's not many times you can hear from someone that has spoken live on over 2,000 stages with Les Brown, with Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Sir Richard Branson, Rudy Giuliani. I mean, you are really in touch with the greats of the greats and have had such an impact, them on you and you on them. So it is really quite an honor to have you on the Reinvented Life show today. James is, for our viewers, for our listeners, he is the founder of Verbal Aikido. He is really a spiritual guru, for lack of any other word. He is the creator of Dream Life, GPS. And really what I'm excited about, we're going to talk to him about his life, where he's come from, because at the Reinvented Life, it's really all about the constant changes in your life, the development in your life, where you've come from, where you could go to. Not everything, as we see with the climate we're in, is perfect by a long shot. But when you can lead a life of more joy, when you can lead a life that's more mindful, more peace, then at least we're on the right track. So here is the guru of all gurus. Welcome, James, to the Reinvented Life.
I'm honored, Chanel. You know, every once in a while someone introduces me so well, I can't wait to hear what I'm going to say. And you just did it. I'm like, wow, I'm fascinating. I'm honored. Thank you. I love the spirit you bring. I love the fact that you're encouraging people, you're touching lives, you're a role model. And I'm honored to be on your show. And what a great show, Reinventing. Oh, amen. Let's get going.
Amen. Let us definitely get going. So we're going to start a little bit at the beginning. I know we really want to get into your current work, but I'd love you to share a little bit about where you started, where your start was in life, and how you've really transitioned into where you are.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I love when people hear the accolades, you know, all the nice things you said. I love when they find out that I've shared all the biggest stages, and maybe not all, but, you know, I've shared the biggest stages in the world with the biggest names, circling the globe and working with major corporations, three of the top 10 most powerful banks on earth, and on and on. I love that. I love the kudos, right? I love the credit. But when someone finally gets to ask me, how did it all start? That's my favorite, because, you know, I came from the wrong side of the tracks. I have a troubled childhood. My father was a law enforcement officer who suffered from PTSD. He was a violent substance abuser, and I have ADHD myself. I have struggles with focus. At least I'm doing better now, I think. But I couldn't even complete a sentence until I was 9 years old. So for me, it was very embarrassing, and I couldn't make friends, and I didn't understand what was wrong. I didn't understand why I was so different and why people didn't seem to like me. I struggled with trying to understand the world I was in. So finally, at the age of 9, grade 4, they taught me how to complete sentences. And so I continued to struggle because they never did identify me as ADHD in school. They identified me as a brat. And normally the response was simply to dislike me and treat me, as someone they don't like. And at the age of 21, I learned to read. So I couldn't read till I was 21. I was functionally illiterate, couldn't speak till I was 9, couldn't make a friend to save my life. My dad's joke was, it may sound mean, but whatever. He used to say, our youngest son, Jimmy, is so unpopular, we have to hang raw meat around his neck to get the dog to play with him. And that was my life. So I started out struggling. I was in a suicidal depression and near homeless in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I made it there. I'm from Toronto, Canada, when I was 19 years old. And that's where it all began, went from the bottom. And so from there, this journey began. It started with a spiritual transformation. And so I'm honored to be able to help people with their spiritual journey now, but I've been helping people get rich for 30 years. So I've had a great run.
You have, I was honored. You actually invited me, and I was up in Toronto, Canada with you last year in August. So it's been almost a year now. And, the spirit that you brought to everyone was quite incredible there, honoring people with a Freedom Award, those people that were really, as myself, involved with really looking at freedom from lots of different ways. And what struck me is that your work in the spiritual world, your work in spiritual intelligence, gave me a new freedom, gave me a way. Although I was honored that you saw the work I was doing for people, you actually really had an impact on me. And so as we begin to talk about the spiritual journey, what you've overcome, the fact, if you think about that, you could not complete a sentence till 21, but you have worked
till I was
with
9, and then I couldn't read till I was 21. Sorry.
Or excuse me, read till you're 21. That's astounding, right? So not completing a sentence till 9, not reading till 21, yet having some of the greatest impact on the greatest leaders in the world. To me, it is the ultimate in reinvention. To me, it is the ultimate in embracing change and being able, no matter what the hurdles are, to have an impact. And so I guess I would love to start out with the thing that impacted me the most, if you would share with everyone, is just how perfect everyone is, just the way they are.
Well, I love that. I appreciate you giving me that opportunity. We've been sold a bill of goods. I don't want to be too adversarial here or too negative on the system, the machine, whatever, the world that we currently live in. But I do want you to know that virtually everything you've been taught, especially about yourself, is inaccurate. We think we're just another animal, and we're desperate and broken and needy, and we have to spend our days trying to survive or trying to, feel better, manage our emotions. And that's just not true. You're a powerful person. You're actually a spiritual person. You existed before you showed up in this body, and you're going to exist past this body. This time-space continuum is a temporary experience. So if you study the world religions, and what I teach isn't religion, mine is rated RR, which means religiously respectful. I simply believe that we live in a benevolent universe rather than malevolent. So if we can agree that God is love, if you're comfortable with the name God, and by the way, I happen to be a fully committed Christian. It's just, I don't force that on anybody. But if we can accept that, according to the wisdom literature, you are a soul. Not that you are a person who has a soul. You are a soul. What you have is a body. And when we begin to clarify, I've worked on this for over 30 years before I could say it with great confidence in a way that all religions are agreeing with me, even the anti-religion people, atheists, and everyone's digging my work right now. Very happy. Here's the conclusion. I hope you can hear this from right into your soul, right into your heart. Please hear me. You, my dear friend, right at this moment, you are perfect. Now, let me explain. You're a creative and compassionate spiritual being currently existing in this physical form. You are infinitely valuable. You are exquisitely unique, and you are perfect in your personhood. Your natural state is in euphoric connection to source energy, source love, God, if you will, and in loving connection to all living things. You're here for a reason in this season. If the world's messed up, that's why you were sent. You're not here to survive and tiptoe safely to death. You're here to change the world. If you believe you're God's gift to the planet, I want you to know I agree. Just please know this, so are the rest of us. You are God's gift to the planet. You are here for a reason. You have capacities, and you can connect to source energy, infinite wealth, infinite wisdom, infinite intelligence, and change the world that you touch. Please think higher of yourself. I hope you will.
That's beautiful. I mean, just
Mm,
beautiful. And that at the Reinvented Life is really the core of what we do. Maybe using different words, but it's really finding who is your authentic self. How can you be most empowering to other? Right now, we're
mhm,
just embarking on a campaign. Social justice begins with
mhm.
personal justice. So when you
Yeah,
are most just to yourself, when you are treating yourself in the kindest way, you can be
yeah,
strongest and show up for others. And I think that concept of personal justice is so important. It's always been important, but even
yeah,
more than ever in these times right now, when we are strong, when we are compassionate, when we are
yeah,
loving, yet empowering others to do the same. I think that is at the core of finding out who you are and
yeah.
being the biggest contribution you can be.
Yes. I was saddened when I saw this was a few years, and I don't know how many years ago. I saw this thing, and it was in women's empowerment literature. And someone had written, it's time to stop thinking about others. It's time to stop giving, stop caring, stop helping, stop contributing, and focus your energies on yourself. And I thought, what a sad idea that it's one or the other. What a sad idea that I can't be a loving being. The wisdom literature says love others as you love yourself. It doesn't say become a self created victim, a self created martyr. It says take care of your wellness. That's your responsibility. Then you, from your abundance, can contribute to the marketplace, to the needs of the planet. I'll give a quote that I've used many times. Compassionate contribution that flows from our abundance without taxing our wellness is the only sustainable philanthropy. And I'll tell you this, success is easier than wellness. Success
Mm.
is easier to accomplish than wellness. You can impress people, you can make lots of money. I can help you with that. I've helped individuals and organizations generate millions, tens of millions, literally hundreds of millions, and even billions. Making money is something you can do. Allowing yourself to make money might be a trick. But even if you make money, that doesn't mean you're happy and healthy. It doesn't mean you've got love, joy, peace, and purpose and true prosperity. And so taking care of wellness is so important because
Mm.
more money just makes you more of whatever you are. If you're angry, that'll make you scary. If you're out of control in any other way, it's really going to show up. If you think staying connected to source is difficult in difficult times, try success. Please allow yourself to prioritize your wellness for all of our sakes. That's something that I've learned to do, and I felt guilty. I found the only time I ever did my reading, the only time I was working out, the only time I was eating right was when I was on vacation, because the rest of the time I was running, serving, making a difference, making money. And I wasn't taking care of me. And I hope you know better. Please prioritize wellness. It'll change everything.
Absolutely. And again, that's what we're encouraging people to do. So this is so
Mm.
connected, of course, not surprisingly, uh, and
Thank you.
so much about again what the reinvented life is all about, which is making your life relevant. We can't
Yeah,
live in a someday world. We can't just wait for vacations. It's an
yeah,
ongoing process, and so I think this idea of connecting to source, whatever that may be, for people. The idea of wellness that you speak of, unfortunately, is a little bit of a foreign concept to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'd love to start with the work you do. How does
Mhm.
one get, speaking of connected
Yeah.
to this? I know you've got a phenomenal program that out of all the
Yeah.
work you've done, you're getting people started on a wonderful
Yeah.
30-day track. But even before the 30 days, how does one begin?
Well, first, if it's important, first of all, to have faith enough to even try anything. Um, Motivation requires discomfort and hope. I'm guessing wherever you are right now, you've already experienced discomfort. Hopefully, that's enough. Hopefully, you've had enough discomfort.
Yeah.
What you may be lacking, what most people are lacking actually, is hope. They don't believe that they can make a difference. They don't believe it can be better. They're running on 3 cylinders, thinking that's as good as it gets. You're a 12-cylinder car with turbo. There's far more to you than this world has seen, far more to you than you've experienced. So faith to believe it can be better is step number one. And to believe that there is some kind of energy, some kind of source, some kind of love, some kind of whatever that is already said yes to you. All you have to do is say yes to yourself. That's a starting point. Then the question is, how and where do I plug in? How do I plug back into this love energy, this Zoe river is what it's called, abundant life river? How does one plug back in? Well, the question is not where, it's when. So you have a tendency, as do I, to be in the past or in the future, or to be in a bitchy state now. We're either in past tense, future tense, or present tense. And so the secret is to not be in either. In the past, you might be thinking of the good old days or the bad old days. You're a victim of the past, or you wish you could go back and relive those days. Either way, you're not here. If you're thinking about the future, you say, oh, I can't wait, someday I'll. You're not here. If you're afraid of the future, say, how is this going to work out? This COVID thing has changed my business, changed the world. I don't know. You could be in fear. Fear and frustration are not your friends. They sever the flow of faith. And then the other place you can be is present tense, which means whiny, bitchy, moany, complaining, here and now. And so you say, I'm here, I just don't dig it. I'm doing it, I'm not digging it. My world isn't the way it should be. People should be nicer to me. I should, potato chips shouldn't put on weight, the injustices. Well, the secret then is not to be in the past, not to be in the future, not be whining about the present, but go into what's called non-resistance. It is what it is, and now. Now you can say, but James, I don't want to allow things to say. I didn't say anything about allowing. I said embrace what is without a fight. It is what it is, and now. And in a state of present peace, what I say is we connect now and Zen. In a state of present peace, acceptance of what is, faith that we can connect, all of a sudden the miracles begin to flow. So being in a peaceful, Zen-like, accepting state will change everything. All of a sudden your body will start to self-heal. All of a sudden inspiration comes, confidence comes, peace comes. You become attractive again. Everybody wants to be around you. Everyone wants to work with you. Everyone wants to buy from you. Everyone wants to marry you. everyone wants you. That's your natural state. Who you are is irresistible. And that's the path back. Now and Zen.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So 30 days. Tell us about
Oh,
30 days and what people can do, because I think what you describe is what people are looking for. Again,
yes,
more peace, more
yes,
Zen-like, this 30-day miracle challenge. You know,
yeah.
one of the conversations I've had recently with people is about miracles and being when the
Mm,
state of what it's been for everything, people forget about that miracles can happen by the moment.
yeah,
Miracles can
yeah.
happen throughout the day, throughout your week. So, share with us a little bit about that, because this is about, as you're doing, really giving real talk to people. They need to know.
Thank you. Well, this is the most real I've ever been. The 30-day miracle challenge has actually been created by the public. Other people kind of forced me. So I'm more of a theorist. I love to teach. I've got 30 days of research, 30 years of research and I could teach it for 30 days straight, and I'd be fascinated the whole time. I love to study all of the philosophies. I love to study theologies. I love to study sociologies. I love quantum physics. I love, you name it, I love it. I want to know everything. And I love to teach. I love to teach. And apparently I'm okay at doing it. But some people say, James, I don't want to know that much about it. Have you ever heard of the little boy goes to his dad and says, Dad, can you help me with my math? And his dad says, well, why don't you ask your mom? She's a math teacher. Little boy says, Dad, I don't want to know that much about it. So sometimes people don't want to know the theory. They just want the magic trick. They just want the magic pill. And I want everyone to know, if you want the magic pill, that's not wrong. It's okay. I don't build televisions. I just buy them and hit the button, right? I don't need to know how it works. I just want it to work. And so if you want miracles now, if you want peace now, if you want overwhelming joy now, if you want to be prosperous, if you want to just find your purpose, to feed the naked, feed the hungry, and clothe the naked, and take care of the forest and the sea. If you want to be plugged into the power source and change your life and change the world, I've got a 30-day challenge. And now I'll tell everyone right now, if you want to join us, my answer is yes. But I will tell you, we're on day 8. And so you'll have some catching up to do. But this is an incredible community. After this month, after June, it will be available for people to join anytime, but they'll be watching the recordings, where this is the live initial launch group, and you can catch up. And so in this group, we're giving daily disciplines. Every single day, we write out what's called a Dream Life Manifesto, and we teach you a template for that. We give you processes to heal. Many people, I'll go ahead and say, everyone watching this has some stuff left over from the past. And in the first 3 days, people were, with tears of joy, restoring relationships, dropping dead weight, forgiving themselves, reconnecting. That it's been miraculous and literal money miracles, healing miracles, relationship miracles every single day. So it's just daily disciplines, daily insights, and then daily challenges. So every day I give a new challenge of, let's see if you can do this. And it's been perfect. I couldn't be more overwhelmed with joy. The community they will welcome you, by the way. They'll help you get caught up. And it's just an on-fire miracle community. And now, here's what's important I want you to get. At the end of 30 days, you now know all of this stuff. At the end of 30 days, you can redo this every month of your life and to live in the life of miracles in abundance. So I can teach this stuff in my other programs. There's far more expensive programs. You can join the weekends. You can join retreats. I have $10,000 exotic VIP retreats you can join me on, which I would love, by the way. I do that. This is a very low cost way that you just do it. It's not theory. You're doing the actions and experiencing the miracles. I've never seen anything like it. No one on the planet has ever produced anything like it. I'm not saying that out of arrogance. I just happen to know everybody, and I'm telling you, this is unlike anything ever created. I couldn't be happier. Thank you for letting me talk about it, Chanel.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's so important. I mean, this is a show about reinvention, and people, as you say, they want to know how to get into actions. We talk about 5 principles all the time, that our actions and our thoughts become habits. Those habits become routines. Routines become lifestyles. It become embedded into who people are. So for the most part, those daily habits, they serve us well, and that's awesome. But it's those habits that aren't relevant for people's lives anymore, or that are keeping them with those limiting beliefs, stuck in the past, as you talk about that, and being in a place that isn't helping them to move forward. And I think if anything is to come out of right now, what's so encouraging to me, especially with the very young generation, I have never been prouder of this generation, because they are actually making a stand for how it should be. And I think if people can equip themselves in a more mindful way, as you teach, I was absolutely enamored with your work, with reading the first 5 chapters of your book, just putting some of these things in place. And that's what people need to know. There it is, Pure Spiritual Intelligence. It's the first 5 chapters. Boy, biggest teaser ever. Talk about a teaser campaign. That is
I love to be.
That is what. Oh, you've done a good job. So I know we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes, but what else
Mhm.
would you like to share with people? Again, along the lines of people reinventing, embracing that change that can
Yeah.
feel difficult for people
Yeah.
sometimes. What else would you suggest?
Well, let me start with um, this. This may be shocking, but I want you to know that your perfect dream life. Now, when I say perfect, what I mean is better than you could imagine. All right. So imagine everything that you think could make life perfect. Now, at the moment, you might be thinking about stuff. I want the Bentley. I want the house. I want the jet. I want the fancy jewelry. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Your ultimate dream life vision is better than that, and it's already approved. It's already paid for. It's already prepared, and it's already present. There's nothing wrong here. The love energy of the universe has said yes and has provided. 99.999% of humans don't even touch a piece of their perfect dream life because they don't know how. And it doesn't require you to do miracles. The little boy, there's a story in the Bible of Jesus feeding 5,000. Well, it turned out it was actually more like 12,000, but and he did it with a couple of fish and loaves. I don't know if you heard the story, but it was a little boy said, here, you can take this. And it was his lunch. And so from one little lunch, 12,000 people were fed through a miracle, right? So what did that little boy do? He gave a little that produced a lot. So you're going to be asked to participate in this spiritual miracle of your dream life. But what you're doing is nothing compared to what you're getting, right? Like I think I'm a smart guy. I'm a hardworking guy. I haven't earned what I've enjoyed. I just haven't. Just no way. I've worked hard, but it's miraculous. And your miracle is ready for you. And the only one who can stop it is you. And the only one who can get back in the river is you. If you don't make a change, nothing changes. And it's all ready for you. But you have to make the decision. You have to do what you got to do. And I'd be thrilled and honored if you'd let me help you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks to our listeners, to our viewers. Where do they find this? I know it's there in the title, but where do they go?
Yep. So all you have to do is go to www.30, the number 30, 30 days begins now.com. So just type that in, www.30, the number 30, 30 days with an S, begins with an S, now.com. You go there, it's as easy as pie. It's only $97. It's $1,000 value, by the way. It's a $1,000 program that I'm offering for $97. So 97 tax included. Get yourself into this program, and our community will help bring you through. So it's 30daysbeginsnow.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on Mondays. Thank you, James MacNeil. What a gift you are to humanity. Just talk about a beautiful soul. And I love what you said. And I want to close with, we don't have a soul, but we are a soul. That was riveting and moving, and we can all use the soul today. So thank you so much to everyone. We'll see you next Monday at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. James MacNeil, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear friend. Blessings to you.
Blessings to all, blessings to our viewers. The Reinvented Life, you can go to the reinventedlife.com. You can see the prior episodes. You can learn how we embrace change. And remember, social justice begins with personal justice. Be most just to yourself, kindest to yourself. Become the strongest physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. All of it comes together to form the strongest you. Social justice begins with personal justice. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in to The Reinvented Life with Pamela Chanel David. Tune in each week so we can work and grow together to become the best version of ourselves. Keep striving, keep dreaming, keep working, and embrace change. You may contact Pamela Chanel at info@thereinventedlife.com.